Hi everyone, my name is Dawn and I'm a naturalist out at Eagle Creek Park in Indianapolis, and today I'd like to demonstrate how to make a box pinhole projector for viewing a total solar eclipse. A pinhole projector is a safe, indirect way to watch an eclipse if you don't happen to have eclipse glasses. Even if you do have glasses, it's just a fun project to make, and you should have most of the supplies already here in your house or your kitchen. So that's where I am today, and we'll get started here. I have some assistance with my cat here is very interested in proceedings. This is Gandalf, so he'll be helping out today. And it shouldn't take us too long, so let's get started. To make your pinhole projector, you'll need a few simple supplies. First of all, you'll need a cardboard box. These are some boxes I found in my recycling. You want a box that is long and rectangular. This little one here, this short square one, will probably not work as well. But this one and the cereal box here should do pretty well. You'll also need a few pieces of paper, something to cut with like scissors or a box cutter for thicker boxes, some sort of tape. So any kind of tape will work. You can get some colorful fun tape or just what you happen to have around. Some aluminum foil, and then something to poke a tiny hole like a nail or a thumbtack. I'm going to put these out of the reach of my assistant here so he doesn't accidentally hurt himself. Thank you, Gandalf. For the first step in making our pinhole projectors, I'm going to trace the bottom of my box on a piece of white paper here, like so, and cut that out. Add a couple pieces of tape. And then I'm going to stick that on the inside of my box, all the way down at the bottom. Like so. And what this will do will give us a nice surface to project the image of the sun. For step 2, I'm going to create 2 openings on the opposite end of my box from where I put the paper. One will be for me to look through, and one will be to cover with aluminum foil and create a tiny opening for the light of the sun to go through. So my box is a little bit old and battered, so this is a bit of an experiment to figure out the best way to do this. But I think what I'm going to do is cut part of the lid off over here and leave a little brace in the middle and tape that together. So this might work differently, just depending on your box. But you want 2 openings, one for looking through and one to cover with aluminum foil so you can make a tiny pinprick for light to go through. So I'm going to tape this middle brace together. Just like so. Now I want to cover one of these openings up with aluminum foil. So I'm going to take my foil and measure it out here. So I cut a square of foil. And let's see, which side do I want to cover? I guess I will cover this side up right here. And add a little tape to attach. Alright, so I've got my foil on one side and a viewing area for me to look through on the other. And for my last step, I'm going to need to add a tiny hole. For my final step, I'm going to take a thumbtack and poke one hole right there in the middle of the aluminum foil. So the aluminum foil is just easier to poke a hole through, and it's also very good at blocking light. So this eclipse viewer is ready to go. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my larger box here. So I've taped a white piece of paper to the bottom. This is gonna be my hole for the aluminum foil. And then I still need to cut a viewing hole for looking through. For that, I'm gonna have to use my box cutter. This is much thicker cardboard, so just be careful. Ask a grown-up definitely to do this part if you're cutting through thicker cardboard. So there's my viewing hole. Let me put some aluminum foil over my pinhole side. If I can find my tape. So I will have to tape that on more firmly, but same procedure. Put the aluminum foil over and then poke one small hole right in the middle, and this one is ready to go once I tape that aluminum foil back on. All right, now we're at the fun part. We get to try them out. You'll want to do this on a bright sunny day. And it's a little tricky at first. It takes a little bit of practice to figure it out, but you want to have the sun at your back and look through the opening and angle your box until you see a projected image of the sun at the back of your viewer. So it looks like a little white dot down there against my white paper at the bottom of the box. And here we are with the larger box viewer. When I tested it out, I had a lot of light leaking out through the upper seam and the corners, so I covered them with some aluminum foil so that when I look in, all I see is that white dot of the sun without so much extra light leaking in. All right, so here we go. This is the view inside the box. And that little white dot is the sun. During a solar eclipse, the round shape will gradually become a crescent shape as the moon covers the sun. Here's an example of this effect from the partial solar eclipse that happened in Indianapolis in 2017. You can use really anything that projects tiny holes of light onto the ground, such as a colander, to create little crescent shapes as the eclipse progresses. Tree leaves create this effect as well as the light filters through the leaves, so watch for this during the eclipse. So there you go. That's how to make a simple pinhole projector for watching a solar eclipse. For viewing the total solar eclipse. A pinhole projector is a simple, and it's a little hard doing this one-handed and videotaping at the same time. But you get the general idea. So there you go. That's how to make a simple pinhole projector for watching a solar eclipse. Don't blow away. Today's Nature Minute, I'd like to demonstrate how to make. Thank you, Gandalf.